What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another Wednesday. And you know what it is, 7 p.m. We're live. I'm here to answer your questions, man. I'm here for y'all. I only have a topic today. Like, I just knew I had to show up so I don't get fined. No, I'm joking. No, really, let's get into it, man. I tell you what's exciting. The fourth quarter's coming. It's here. Winter's coming. It's here. Are you prepared for 2022? Are you going to finish the year strong? Are you going to start 2022 the same way you started 2021? Worried about what the heck is going on outside? Or are you going to be moving? So let's get started. Make sure y'all know what it is. We're not going to get started with Q&A until we get about 150 people in here. So make sure you share with your friends. And let's get this popping. Where you guys from? In the comments, let me know where you're from. I got my comment board back this week. Another one. What up, Dave? Another one. It was a little scary. Could almost skipped it. All right. Any other way to get money besides hard money lenders? I'm going to be answering questions as soon as y'all get some people up in here. I don't know what the number is.
Number is 70.
I don't know.
70. Your boy got a microphone.
What's that?
Your boy got a microphone now.
Are you into my mix? Who gave this guy a microphone? Brad Pitt doesn't give his guy a microphone. Nah, what you guys hear is Matt. Houston's in the house. Charleston, Columbia, Durham, Asheville, Pasadena, Ohio, straight out of Charleston, but living in New York City. What's up, Marcy Projects? Tampa, what's up? Somebody said, indeed, winter is coming. You better believe it. Hampton, Georgia, Boston, Massachusetts, Newark, New Jersey's in the house. DJ Matty B. Listen, we're gonna get started, man. It's gonna get crazy. I think 2022 is gonna be the year that breaks you guys out, but forget about 2022 right now. I mean, you do need to be planning for it, don't get me wrong, but it's all about finishing the fourth quarter strong because it carries that momentum. And here's one thing that I've always done that other people I guess it's pretty common now, but typically this business gets a little bit slower during the holidays. Your Christmases, your Thanksgivings, and people stop with the marketing. They stop with the consistent marketing. And what you don't know is that the consistent marketing in those downtimes, like the holidays, is like a booster in January and February. And so do not quit marketing, even if you don't see results immediately, because most people are going to be out with their families, traveling, which I don't even know with everything going on if that's going to be a thing again this year. Hopefully it is, where we can all get together and do things. But don't stop marketing during the holidays, because you're going to regret it come the first quarter. So you definitely want to end the year strong, which is the fourth quarter, and start the year strong. So the only way to do that is to keep doing your thing. So here in the next few minutes, we're going to get in some questions, answer some questions for you guys about whatever, real estate, wholesaling, business, entrepreneurship, all of that. So let's get in it.
Almost at 100.
Hey, y'all better, I swear, if y'all don't get 150 people here, I'm going home. 150 people, that's all I'm asking for is 150. I should be asking for 150,000. Bow wow. Come on, y'all, I'm not going to start until we get 150 here. Turn the music back on. I'll wait.
Gotcha. Yo, DJ, spin that.
Let's get 150 in here before we start this Q&A. All you got to do is like, share, all of that. Somebody said Lincoln, Nebraska in the house. Shout out to you, man. It's about to get cold over there. All right, you know what it is, y'all. We need to get 150 people in here before we start getting this thing. You heard what he said. Get this man to 150. Hey, I'm leaving at 8 regardless. Let's get this Q&A going. I'm trying to give the game out for free. I guess we're going to do Booger Wednesdays then. Let's go, guys. You heard what Fleming said. Let's get to 2. 151 enough. Let's get to 2. I'm excited about getting to the new studio real soon. You didn't go live on IG. I didn't yet. I did earlier. When am I coming to Ethiopia? Hey, Max, what's happened to the butcher shop? I'm glad you asked. We started to look into doing renovations, and it just became more expensive than the building. So we're actually going to build a whole new shopping center right there, just about 3 units. Not a shopping center, but 3 units, and put the butcher shop inside one of those units. It's coming. So Lisa, yeah, thanks for asking. House build updates, when? I'll get you one this week, I promise. It's been stagnant, I ain't gonna lie. Rocky Mounts in the house. What's up, Reggie? All right, I think we're ready. All right, y'all, so get your questions ready because we're about to do Q&A. You guys can ask anything. I'll try to get to the question as fast as possible. I got you guys lined up right here in my queue. Once I see the question, I'm going to push it to the screen. I'm going to read the question back to you guys, and I'm going to do my best to answer right here on YouTube. Yeah, Matt, post a video inside of the Facebook group, bro. What's wrong with you? Somebody said post a video inside the Facebook group. I think I can do that, can't I?
Yeah, normally you do it because you get better traction. No one cares about Matty B.
Brad Pitt has somebody doing his. Brad. Pulling a probate list at this time, worth it? Absolutely. I wonder why you would think it might not be. Like, probate is something that happens to people all the time. There's absolutely no time frame that is good, bad, better than the other. Like, you're solving their problem. There is nothing they can do about what's going on. So, yeah, absolutely. Somebody asked a question, Love, Truth. What's the best book to get to learn on how to build your rental portfolio? I'm not sure. For me, it's the art of actual just, everything we do is being able to find a deal. And so if you learn how to identify a deal, I don't believe that you're going to need a book to understand how to do that, unless you plan on doing some financing strategy like the BRRRR or some refi strategy or something like that. But I'm sure there's many books out there. I know Nasser is making his book about how to get your first rental and beyond that. So somebody says, at what amount do you suggest we perform a double close? So in the past, I've said it before, I do not double close at all. If my buyer feels as if they cannot pay the assignment fee, they're removed from a buyer's list immediately. And so don't worry about problems that haven't presented themselves yet. Just assign it. If they don't like it, find a new one. Find a new person. So yeah, that's what I would do. What's your best advice to get your foot in the door to wholesaling? I made a video about that. How to get started in wholesaling with $1,000. Just do it. I mean, it's an easy process. It's not that difficult. It's going to take hard work, but you just got to go out and do it. There's really no shortcuts to it. Would I reach out to the lawyer on a pre-foreclosure? No, you can, but they work for the bank. They ain't trying to talk to you. So no, I wouldn't. I wouldn't at all. Maggie, another way to get money besides hard money lenders. Let's think about it here for a second. You're asking what's another way to get money besides hard money lenders? Traditional bank, which I'm assuming you don't want to go that route. Friends and family, which you may not have any that has money, that willing to lend you on a project that you're kind of just getting started, which is maybe understandable. Or maybe you should partner with somebody, or maybe you don't need the money. You need to just sell the deal until you get enough flow to be able to afford to be able to be a flipper. If you qualify for money, get it. If not, then you're going to have to play the game of hustling your way to the period where you can afford the money, or either loan or the experience, or flip this. Wholesale this deal, take the money, invest into somebody else's project so you can learn. There's so many things you do. Most of the hard money lenders are going to want to see a certain amount of flips in the last 12 months. So you're going to want to put your name on deeds in order to. There's a lot of things you can do, but if you're asking the question over and over again, I don't think it's a difficult question. It's kind of I don't have too much context. It kind of boils down to what are you qualified for. If you don't want to deal with traditional banks and you don't want to deal with hard money lenders, you're gonna have to be good at talking to people. And so you got to really also understand or ask yourself, do you really want this responsibility of borrowing money from somebody else? That's the main thing. All right, see. All right, here goes another question from the IRS. Good luck. Next question. What company do you use to pay less income taxes to avoid personal liability? Nope. That's a snitch question. They try to the IRS is getting slicker and slicker every week. Every week they in here asking questions. Oh, so let's see this question. When trying to purchase the heirs' interest, would you write that on the purchase and sale agreement, or is that a separate document? If you're having an agreement with that person, you just say, when you put in the address, you can put their interest, whether it's 1/5, 1/3, half, or whatever it is. You have to you need to write that out, what the person says in the purchase and sales agreement, somewhere in the others line, the notes line. You need to be real specific on exactly what you're trying to purchase from this person. And so if their interest is a quarter, then you need to say you're purchasing the quarter interest on this property from this person. You just have to name all subjects and exactly what you're doing. All right, Philip, it seems like, all right, let's get this question. For those who managing a job at 40, 45 hours a week, not much downtime, what would be a good reason to repeat? What would be a good rinse and repeat part-time schedule to do it daily to get one deal? I talk about this a lot. 40 to 50 hours working a week is really not that a lot of time. There's 24 hours in one day. There's 50 hours in 2 days, and you're working essentially 2 days out of the week with no sleep. But understand that I know people who have worked 80 hours a week and still be able to do the time. So I think you need to really use your free time as much as possible, like all of it. And so I understand if you may have a family or, things like that, but you kind of got to sacrifice something to get what you want. And that sacrifice can just be like a short-term thing, but it's something that you're going to need to do. So, the question should be use as much as that free time you have available to finding that deal. And don't look at it as part-time. Look at it as like goal-oriented, like you're going to work your butt off to get this. And it doesn't matter what it takes, even if you're calling or dialing or typing letters on your lunch break, it's just going to take whatever you need. So let's see here. So this question just says, can I explain how to get transactional funding for double closing? It's real simple. There's transactional companies. What that means is that they're going to fund. So when you have a contract with the seller, that's A to B. And then you're also going to have another contract with the other buyer, which is B to C. And so what happens is a transactional funding company is going to want to see that contract with an escrow or title company or a attorney, and they're going to want to make sure that's secure. And then the B to C contract is going to need to be signed and also funded typically prior to them sending the money. Most of the time, it just depends on your relationship with the transactional funding. There's many companies that do it. You just got to kind of look it up to see who's doing it and then see what their policy is. Every company is going to be different. So I can't really tell you the specifics like for each company, but I can tell you the overall concept. They're going to fund A to B, which is you and the seller, and then the buyer is going to bring his B to C money. And then as soon as you fund and close and transaction and it goes back out, the transactional funding company is going to get their money back plus the fee that they charge you to use their money. Hope that made sense.
Got some stuff in queue for you.
So this question is Propstream Probate accurate? Absolutely. I use it. It's accurate. I mean, you would know if you called on it. And that's what I tell people about data all the time is like, I can answer the question for you and say yes, but the real answer comes within yourself actually answering it, like going out there and calling. I can tell you what's good for me. I can't tell you what's good for everybody else. So that is the thing. And so let's go to the next question. My house update. I'm going to have a house update for you guys soon. It's just been so busy that I haven't been able to get out there, and it's just going slow. A lot slower than I want. But yeah, house update coming some soon. Do you always? Tony asked a question, what lists are working best for you right now in the triad? I mean, I consistently market to all these people all the time, like regardless of what's going on. Like now that the situation's happening, I may look at like a tired landlord list, somebody that's owned property, multiple properties for, 7+ years. But in reality, it's just like all of the lists that we usually were hitting 2 years ago, it's still the problems. Like life still continues. And so there's not like this crazy, it's gonna like list it's working. I mean, sometimes it works like that, but in reality, it just comes down to consistency. And so we're finding, tired landlords and other things like that. But this business is really not that hard. It just really boils down to somebody's patience and consistency that they actually go out and do the same thing over and over again. Ivan says, I am broke, Max. Guess what, Ivan? I started out broke too. So welcome to the party. Now I'm not broke because I went out there and hustled my ass off, and you can do that too. All right, let me go to Q. Anthony says, what do you do if a seller wants to use their attorney to close? And you say, unfortunately, I can't. I am buying. I want to use my attorney. Now, if you want to pay your attorney separate to look over the documents and do that, you're more than welcome to. But my attorney is going to close on the deal using the contract that I provide. It's real simple. If somebody pushes back against that, they're just not really wanting to sell. So I wouldn't really worry about that. I like to wholesale. What's the best way to find funds? There's private money out there. There's hard money lenders, which is private money and hard money lenders. You can try that, or you can wholesale enough deals to where you can afford to do the wholesale side. But in all honesty, there's some good companies out there that you can get funding for if you have the resume to back it up. It's not only the credit, it's do you have the resume, which typically they're going to want, I've seen some of the latest requirements, they need 10 deals in the last 36 months, which is not hard. Some markets it may be hard, like your upper New York markets where you don't flip as much, but your profits are much bigger. But yeah, they're going to want some proof. So you like to wholesale, but it may not be the best time for you to get into that. And if you are good at it, then you might be able to go out and just find some, you'd be surprised how many friends and family got money, just ain't telling you. And so if you're not passionate about what you're doing, they're going to know right away. So you better be passionate so you have enough passion that passes on to them, where you be like, you at the cookout and you're telling them what you're doing, they might lend you some money. Somebody says, my husband wants me on board. How do I start? I mean, I would go, look, you're on my YouTube now, and this is from Tamara. You're on my YouTube now. I would go back to my old videos, like the very first videos, and start to kind of follow the journey that I did when I just started. And there's many videos in between then, but this business is not difficult. Starting is probably the hardest thing for most people because they're afraid that they don't know enough to start. And what you have to do in any business is you have to take this imperfect, massive action. And so imperfect, massive action always beats out somebody that is, procrastinating, or they're in this, what do we call it? That word everybody uses, that one. I thought we retired it last year, so I won't even say it. Analysis paralysis.
Those words are illegal.
I believe Tico Blaine is his name. In a sub-2 deal, how do you actually make the payments? Do you send checks? Do you get their username and password? Also, do you get another insurance policy? So, Tico, here's what I'm going to say. I don't typically teach this stuff in the finite because there's a lot of material that needs to be given along with this stuff. So I'm going to try to answer your questions directly as possible without really going into saying this is the full answer. How do you make the payments? Personally, we either send the check from our company, or I like to have it on auto pay inside of the online payment system through our company checking account. Yes, you get a different policy, and there has to be the correct way how you insure it. Now, I can't go into that because it just requires a lot of time. But yes, you get not another insurance policy, but you're going to get another insurance policy, essentially, yes. You removing for Q from me or something?
Are they automatically this bigger?
No.
Should go away once you use it.
They don't. This is a good question. The fix. What's your advice to someone that has $80,000 with real estate experience, but none in the real estate investing? Where to start? And so the fix. This is what I would tell. I say this all the time. Whether you have money or not, I send people down the same journey when it comes to learning about investing. The number one characteristic you need when it comes to investing, and I feel like I've been saying this a lot lately, is you need to learn how to identify a deal. So whether you have money or not, good deals never look for money. Money always looks for good deals. So if you follow and believe in that mantra, you're not going to be worried about the $80,000. Now, I send somebody with no money and somebody with money down the same path. One may just have to go faster than the other, or one may have to go slower than the other, same thing. And so because you may learn and you may be able to test and use software and speed things up and make it easier and automate, you may move a little faster than somebody that has no money because they have to build in each step. So, you have to learn how to identify a deal. And that's what I love about wholesaling is because it teaches you how to identify a deal. I don't care if you're flipping single family houses or you're building high-rise buildings. It's all about how to identify a deal, all aspects of real estate. How did you learn the new construction process? I have an opportunity to buy a house with 3 additional buildable lots. Also, how do you price buildable lots? That's a good question, Al Entrepreneur. I hope you're not talking about this house that I really want in Winston Salem, because I'm going to be mad, because it does have 3 additional lots. I've been wanting this house for a long time. You learn the construction process through one, kind of hiring a contractor to walk you through some things, whether you befriend them or whatever it is. There's also some good software stuff that I learned that I had picked up before. I think it was cheap too. It was just like the steps and processes. I think it's called Armchair Builder. And they had this real extensive checklist that you should make every single contractor go through. That is worth its weight in gold. I think it's called Armchair Builder. Armchair Construction Builder, something like that. You'll find it when you Google it. And this is how you price a lot. So what you do is you look at the average home prices around, right, fixed up ARV. And what you do is if it's $200,000, the most you're going to spend on that lot is up to 20% of the maximum amount, up to 20% of the actual retail value of that house. And so if you do that, if you stay under 20%, you're kind of in the safe range. Typically, obviously, the lower you are, the better off it is. So I hope that answers your question. Maggie says, can we take you deals? I'm in Southwest Florida. Absolutely, you can. There is a website called submitva.com, like the submit button, submitva.com. And so once you punch that in, you'll be able to send deals directly to us, or you can email them at francis@ventureatlas.com. Let's go to the queue, clear up the queue. Max, I'm having a hard time comping a vacant commercial lot. Could you help, please? No, I'm not going to do any comping tonight, but what I will say is a vacant commercial lot really depends on what the best use case scenario for that lot, and is somebody wanting to put anything on there. At this point, when it comes to the real estate in that section, it's like commercial real estate is really a business in a sense of like the value of what can go there. And they run off the same principles as like, hey, we can put this X type of, it basically runs down to the NOI. What can that building perform, and how much can I pay for this dirt? And if I can pay X for this dirt and build this building that brings this amount of money, then it's the same thing. It's kind of like, it's not that difficult. Joe Carson says, will you be hosting a pop-up meetup or any other events in the near future? Yes, I am hoping to get out back in the streets and doing pop-ups like I used to. It's coming soon. I just want to get some things done here with my home, and we'll be hitting the road here pretty soon. And don't forget, Nas is going to be coming with me too. So we're going to be in there. Michael says, how do you identify a good deal? How do you know? That's what this is all about, man. Welcome to the show. How do you identify a good deal? That's what wholesaling is. It's how to identify a good deal. I think you may be new, and I never say any question's a bad question. So definitely learning how to identify a deal is learning a market, learning how to run comps. And once you know what the value of something is and what you can get it for, then you're talking a whole different ballgame at that point. So, somebody says, what qualifies a tired landlord on Propstream to be on that list? Does that mean tired mean retired? Look, I put a free course out about the 4 golden rules, and I use Propstream to show you exactly how to do that. It's all in the It's all in the stuff, man. It's in there.
I'll pull a link.
Yeah. Hey, Ezekiel, yep, I actually do some stuff inside of North Carolina already. So yes, I do think about the South Carolina market just because it's right down the street. Absolutely. I'm looking here for some good questions. I don't want you to know.
Guys, we need those questions or Max gonna start singing. I don't know if we want that.
I'm about to wrap this up.
You about to rap for us? Let's get your EP, bro.
I mean, I wouldn't personally buy land right now in a new upcoming market unless I got it as steel, that I can sit on it, that I can it'd be worth sitting, putting money down. But money, man, the way money moves and the way money works right now is just it's hard to put money down. All right, cool. So let's talk about preparing yourself for the fourth quarter and the new year. Before that, we're going to talk about Philip asking 5 questions already and none were answered. Philip, ask your question. I don't see where your question is. Somebody says, Max, if you had to start fresh tomorrow with no money or no connections, what would be your first step and what type of real estate deal would you go after? If I had to start again fresh with no money or no connections, that is exactly how I started, with no money and no connections. So if I start over and do it again, it'd be the same exact thing that I did to get where I am now. And that's why I'm trying to tell you guys that this business, you don't have to have money or connections. You just got to have the obsession of wanting to be successful, the obsession of wanting to learn. It's a lot of people in any single industry that just want the success without becoming obsessed. And you got to become obsessed with something in order to become successful in it, because it's gonna drive you to the dirt. It's gonna take a lot. You're gonna have to stay up late. You're gonna have to read. You're gonna have to do things you don't want to do, and that is where you truly become successful. You know, you got to do things that you don't want to do over and over and over again. It's just really that simple. And so if you do that, it's going to just give you this extra layer that most people are not willing to do. And we talked about some statistics the other day, like as to what a person is, how much people in America make $100,000. 19%. You know, how many people make $400,000? 1%. So there's these things that these people do that most people don't do. And I can guarantee you, becoming obsessed and becoming a chemist and becoming the guy is one of those things. And so I really urge you guys to go out there, and if you want to do something, whether it's real estate, whether it's whatever it is, become the best at it. Make that the goal. Become the best. Don't make a monetary goal. Don't make a, hey, I'm going to have it by this. Make the goal to become the absolute best in it, whatever it is you're doing. And if you do that, you will be rewarded handsomely for that. And so don't. Yes, I'm an end buyer. A lot.
Check the queue. We got a bunch of decent questions in there.
So Joe Carson says, who has impacted you the most? We all come here for Max. Where does Max go for his influence? That's a good question. Where do I get my influence from? You know, I think one thing is that, you know, I never stopped being a student of whatever it is, right? And I think you got different levels of student. I clearly have mentors that, and just not real estate mentors, but kind of like life mentors, business, entrepreneurial mentors that are way bigger than I am. So I get my influence from places like that. You know, I spend time with people that I want to see myself as a reflection in. And so I don't know if there's a single person who's impacted me the most, like a single person who's taught me everything. There's definitely been people who I've learned from just through being around them, osmosis. And so, Joe, that was a good question. I definitely just don't have a singular person. I think because of as much as I move around and travel and talk to people, I have many people who are influenced on my life. Corey B says, can you use a personal loan to fund up to 20% needed for hard money lender? The hard money lender don't care where you get the money from. They don't care. You can rob a bank if you want. They definitely don't care.
We got Trent first live. Welcome. What? It's his first time at the live.
Oh, yeah. Welcome, Trent. Welcome, Trent. How do you tell the seller the purchase agreement will be signed in North Carolina since it's now disclosed on HUD statements at closing? Man, I have no idea what you're talking about, and I probably close a lot of deals a week. Not sure where you get that information from. All right, good question. Max, would you advise someone to take equity out on their personal home to start investing? I think that's smart. I think that's really how America was built, was on equity. I mean, we're really, this whole country's built on equity. And I think it's a good start. People have used equity to send their kids to school. People have used equity to, you know, pay down debt and start investing. So would I advise someone? Yes, I think it's a good idea. Because it's such a long-term loan, and just make sure you educate yourself so that you're taking yourself in the right pathway so that you don't get taken advantage of or something like that. Because, you know, wholesaling is a way you can do it, but there's many other ways you can enter real estate. But you always need to learn how to identify a deal, no matter what end of real estate you start in. So yeah, I would advise someone to be able to take out equity for their property. Somebody says, hey, Max, how often do you burr your houses? Yo, this is an unpopular opinion for me. I don't like the burr strategy. Personally, I think it's stupid. I know I'm probably going to get a lot of slack for it, but I think you leverage yourself too much, and you're going to be upside down with any type of correction. And I know there's a correct way to do this and do that. And most people, the reason why I don't recommend a burr strategy, because most people use it as a way to avoid having to find a good deal. And when you can't find a good deal, you try to supplement it with other things. I don't like the burr strategy. I don't have any loans on my rental properties. I don't have loans on anything. And, you know, I don't like the burr strategy. I don't like the buy, rehab, rent, repeat. Like, at what point does it become too much leverage? At what point are you working for the bank more than you're working for yourself? You know, that's my unpopular opinion, but I don't like burr. If you want script tracing, go to reiskip.com. Period. Peso says, Max, do you see the market changing in the next 6 to 9 months? I don't know. I wish I did. I could get ahead of it, but you know, I don't know. I don't really see there anything going on unless something crazy political happens. Yes, I don't know. Hey, Max, this is my first time as well. Welcome to the live stream. We're here every every Wednesday, 7 p.m. right here. I'm here answering questions. Sometimes we talk about topics. Sometimes we just free dive. Sometimes whatever it is. The question is, do you provide contracts that we use both for the seller and buyers? Yes. The website is therealmaxwell.com/contracts.
Contracts, downloads, and scripts. Any of those links will work.
Yeah. So if you just go to therealmaxwell.com and then go to the resources page?
Yeah, so if you go to therealmaxwell.com, click on resources, and then head to downloads, and it's right there for you.
Do it. Do it. Why not? It's free. All right, y'all. So it looks like the questions are kind of running out, but that's cool because I just want to spit some freestyles to y'all real quick. I've been writing my rhymes. Okay, I'm lying. I don't do that. But no, seriously, I want you guys to really take the fourth quarter strong. I know a lot of people can have the urgency to fall into some of the financial traps of the holidays. If you don't got it, don't spend it. Like real talk, tell them you'll get them next year or the year after. It's not worth going into debt just to be able to pay attention to or follow some social norms. If you got any extra money or you make some money, invest in yourself, invest in the business, invest in your marketing. Marketing is the lifeblood of your business. A lot of people go skimp there. I go heavy when I go there because I know the return is there. So prepare yourself in the fourth quarter by going hard with marketing and with not letting your foot off the gas so that you can have a beautiful and a successful first quarter, because it's important to start the year strong. 2022 is going to be here before we know it. I mean, next thing you know, it's going to be, Halloween's going to be there. Then Thanksgiving going to be around the corner. Christmas, then New Year's. Then you're going to be saying New Year, new me. And then it's going to be spring. And then it's going to be too late to get your summer body back. Everybody going to be at the pool. You're going to have a tank top on. And we're going to be right back here in the fourth quarter of 2022 and you still haven't done anything. And so I think that it's important to just go out there and, you got to plan. I think that's a lack. What people don't do is plan. But at the end of the day, man, I think you really just got to kind of, there's a lack of sacrifice that a lot of people want, and a lot of people don't do. And I think you got to sacrifice. I know you got to sacrifice to get what you want. And I think a lot of you know that. And so that's just going to take those times when you're just like super tired and you don't want to listen to this podcast, or you don't want to make these phone calls, or you don't want to study this or that. And it's just like, you have to do that in order to get to places where very few people have actually reached. So, yeah, there is somebody says, any tips on finding cash buyers outside of Facebook and Propstream? Yep, driving around and see who's rehabbing those properties. I don't know why you would need to find them outside of Propstream other than if you're just going to talk to people. But the data's there, and sometimes I get a little scared when you guys want alternate ways of doing it. Like when it's like, hey, this is what I do. Do this, like this. It's going to work. And so, yeah, but listen, go out and talk to people. If you don't want to do it the easy way, go out and talk to folks. And if you talk to folks, you'd be surprised who's going to be that cash buyer. But here's at the end of the day, all cash buyers are listed on the county website because they got to buy property. It's all recorded. And that data can be given to you through Propstream. So, anyways, all right, y'all. Look, it's getting close to that time. It looks like our questions are good. So I'm going to actually get up out of here because I'm going to go see my mom today, which I haven't seen her in a while. So I'm gonna get out of here. I appreciate you guys tuning in for the live. I'll see you guys here next Wednesday, maybe. Think about it. See you guys here next Wednesday at 7. Don't forget, listen, man, the fourth quarter's coming, winter's coming. It's gonna be New Year before you know it. If you don't do it now, when are you gonna do it? Nobody's gonna do it for you. If you're tired of being sick and tired, you better get to work because nobody's gonna do it. All right, y'all, peace. I'll see y'all on the next side. Some people are used to going on trips. Some people are used to only going trips on first class. Wow. Some people are only used to flying private. So if you start to make new normals for yourself, they will come true. The mind is the most powerful thing you possess. So if you don't want to change, you're not going to be able to change. For me, it's for whatever thought you have to be able to have a complete opposite thought. Because once you want to change, start to challenge what you know.